What's up, Gen Zers? It's Zack here, coming at you with the hottest scoop on the political scene. Buckle up because things are about to get real. First off, let's talk about the big man himself, President Biden. He's been making waves by acknowledging the importance of the upcoming Supreme Court nominations. With issues like voting rights and reproductive rights on the line, these nominations could have a major impact on our lives. Biden knows how crucial it is to get the right people on the bench, and he's not playing games.
Roll. We appointed 200 black judges to the federal bench. And guess what? The next president, they're going to be able to appoint a couple justices, and I'll be damned if they're not going to. Look, if in fact we're able to change some of the justices when they retire and put in really progressive judges, like we've always had, tell me that won't change your life when Trump justices are already gutting voting rights, overturning Roe, decimating affirmative action, and so much more. We're going to let that happen? We can't. No, we really can't.
Reproductive rights aren't just a potential casualty anymore. They've already taken a massive hit with the overturning of Roe versus Wade. That's the harsh reality we're living in now. The Supreme Court has already stripped away the federal protection for abortion rights, leaving it up to individual states to decide. And we all know how that's playing out, a patchwork of draconian laws that are putting women's lives at risk. Biden wasn't just fear-mongering in that Philly speech. He was sounding the alarm on what could happen if Trump gets to double down on his conservative Supreme Court picks. We could see even more rollbacks of fundamental rights that many of us took for granted, voting rights. They're already under siege, but it could get way worse with more restrictive laws getting the green light from Trump's justices. LGBTQ+ rights, the progress we've made could be reversed in the blink of an eye. Environmental protections, forget about it. Big corporations would have free rein to trash the planet even more. And let's not even get started on the threat to our democratic principles themselves. A Trump-stacked Supreme Court could give the green light to all sorts of shady power grabs and voter suppression tactics. This is deadly serious, Gen Zers. We're not just talking about hypotheticals anymore. The overturning of Roe v. Wade was a wake-up call that our rights are on the line like never before. So we've got to stay woke, stay engaged, and keep fighting like hell for the future we want to see. Because if we don't, we could be living with the consequences for generations to come. So now we've got to address the elephant in the room, Donald Trump and his die-hard supporters.
Democrats. How does any of that going forward help America?
Well, the underlying crime is cooking the books of his company.
Right.
That is the financial fraud involved. To me,
but that is a state misdemeanor, isn't it? I mean, really. I mean, you could construct an argument, for example, when Bill Clinton paid off Paula Jones over sexual harassment allegations, he's doing that to protect his reputation. That could have a material effect on an election. I mean, once you take that argument, you can pretty much...
Here's the tea. Back in the 90s, Clinton paid Paula Jones $850,000 to settle a sexual harassment lawsuit. It was a civil case, and Clinton admitted to having an inappropriate relationship with Lewinsky. On the other hand, Trump's case involves criminal charges for falsifying business records to cover up hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, a porn star he allegedly had an affair with. Trump initially denied the affair and the payments, but evidence later showed he was lying. So, while both cases involve powerful men and alleged sexual misconduct, the key difference is that Clinton settled a civil case and admitted wrongdoing, while Trump is facing criminal charges for allegedly covering up his misdeeds. Trump's team is playing a dangerous game by trying to equate the two situations. It's like comparing apples to oranges. Or, in this case, a settled civil case to a criminal conviction. Listen up. We can't let this kind of misinformation and polarization continue unchecked. It's time to call out the BS and demand accountability from our leaders. We're the future of this country, And we deserve better than this political circus. Let's stay informed, stay engaged, and keep fighting for truth and justice. Speaking of dangerous games, let's talk about the 444 theory that Trump and his proxies, including those on Fox News, are pushing. They're claiming that Judge Marchant instructed the jury to convict Trump based on any crime they could think of, which is just plain false. This misinformation has led to a surge of violent threats against Judge Marchant and his family, with hundreds of threatening messages being sent their way. It's a scary situation, and it's fueling the already intense political polarization we're seeing. Trump's lawyer is suggesting that there are puppets from previous administrations, like Obama, who are still hanging around Washington and influencing Biden's decisions. This narrative is straight up false, and it's just another attempt to undermine trust in our justice system and sow division among the people.
And we've got a guy who literally can't walk, but is smart enough to smile and snark and make comments like, I didn't realize I was that powerful. You know, he probably doesn't, frankly, Laura. He probably doesn't, because it's probably not him. But there are definitely puppets, and those puppets are coming from the Biden administration and probably from prior administrations, and they are out to get Trump because they can't beat him. And that's obvious if you look at the crowds of people, if you look at the polls.
Yeah, Arlena, are you saying that you believe former Obama administration officials are also somehow involved, at least in the background here?
Well, I find it a little bit odd that he never left Washington, and then when he did, he goes to beaches as well.